What's up, guys? Just want to do a trade recap for today, September 25th. Let's just jump right into it. So on the higher time frame, as you could see overnight, we started dumping and we were bearish. I wanted to see price keep delivering down into at least 50% of this daily wick right here. As you can see, we did not tap it on NQ, but we did tap it on ES. And we also tapped into that daily fair value gap as well, as you could see. Now, when we scale down into the 5-minute, you can see we start displacing off open, and I want to see, us reach lower prices, at least 50% of the wick, and then the wick low. So I ended up taking one trade today. I did take a loser. I took this trade right here. Took this trade right here for a loss. Now, I'm pretty disappointed. Like, I almost want to say I don't really know how this shit didn't deliver, but that's how price is. We started ripping after I entered. We tapped into this 5-minute gap right here, as you could see. We tapped into a 3-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute. We tapped into all those gaps, and then in real time, if you're watching this one candle at 9:51 a.m., we were it was an up close candle, and then we just nuked down. And I said, okay, that's what I want to see. That's a reaction I want to see out of that 5-minute gap if we want to go lower. So I entered shorts right as this candle was about to close. We run down. We create this sell side imbalance after we inverse this 1-minute. Then as soon as we get this candle closed, I added more. And then my position ended up being right here. And then we come down, edge my shit, and then reverse, and I got clapped. Now, I know a bunch of you are going to say we already hit 50% of the daily wick on ES, and I'm going to be honest, even though I had it drawn out, I didn't realize in real time. I didn't, and that's my mistake. But even still, I wanted to see at least an SMT put in at the lows before we're going to reverse. And the way I trade is if we do take out this low on ES, I'm taking my TP that's right here, and I'm going break even. And we didn't get that, which I was very surprised. Then we had 10 a.m. news. We put in this wick, and we just ran higher. So super unfortunate. I really still thought it was a good trade. I don't have much to say. The only thing I could possibly say is we reached 50% of the daily wick on ES. So that's my wrongdoing for, taking that trade, even though I thought it was a really good setup. I would take that trade probably every single time it shows, and I think it would win at least 80% of the time. Not much I could really say aside from that is maybe I shouldn't have taken it because we already hit that, but, maybe I should have closed early, but I don't really know. You live and you learn. I did end up taking another short on my TPT evals that I'm trying to pass. I just passed them today. I just have to flip one more day just to flip a micro, and, then I have those accounts. So I wanted a continuation lower, like I was saying, down into, that wick. So we came down here. We tapped into this 1-minute gap. I realized how weak we were. And let me get rid of this. And then my target was just here. Just the beginning of this daily wick. I just needed, a couple $100. Just needed a quick scalp. So I took this. We tapped the gap. Just took it here for about 30 points. And that was it. Just a quick continuation trade. Yes, probably should have taken that one instead on my XFAs, but, you live and you learn. Pretty rough trading week for me so far. And I feel like my trading really hasn't been that bad. Just the P&L is has not been good. But, as long as you're taking good trades, you're focused on the trade you're taking, you're not focused on the monetary aspect, you're going to see success. And although it sucks, and you could tell I'm pretty down on myself because, no one wants to take a couple losing days in a row, especially when you have the draw right and everything. You can't dwell on it. So You know, everything looked good going into it. You know, I had a really good entry. We get the 1 minute inverse as well. We create a sell side imbalance. We push down off of it. Right? We get all of these things in this trade. And I was like, all right, this trade looks good. But we don't deliver. I mean, right before news too. I know you guys are saying, oh, you shouldn't trade news, whatever. For most of these news events, news is just the catalyst to make the move happen quicker, right? Depending if manipulation already happened and whatnot. And clearly it seems like I got caught in the manipulation move. And then we distributed higher. But, you know, after, even at 10 a.m., right here in this candle, we have this small 1 minute gap right here. We tap into it. And I see that wick, and I'm like, we should go lower here. We should. Like, I'm still convinced fully we're getting here and then lower. Like, just something like this. You know, another 30 points off that gap. And 30 points today, when we are moving this much, is nothing. Like, that's... We moved down 210 points, 215 points, and then we moved back up another 240 points. So 30 points is nothing. As you can see on candles like this, these were 25-point candles, 25-point candles. Like, it was very possible. So I thought we were going to get it with the news. I thought it was going to, you know, that was going to be the catalyst to push us lower. But, you know, I was wrong. Got to accept the loss and move on till tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be taking it easy. I'm not going to be taking a real trade. Like I said, I just need to flip 1 micro on my TPT evals, and just for that last 5th day, I met all the consistency and the profit target, and then I'm going to have those fresh for next week. But yeah, that was basically my trade recap. And after, I'm not going to lie, after we met the objective, like if we put in an SMT at this low, I was expecting higher. I was. But to be completely honest with you, when I saw this get left, I was not expecting higher. So I guess, you know, it caught me off guard. Not always going to get it right. It's pretty close, but close don't do you any good when your executions are negative. But like I said, can't dwell on that. I thought it was a good trade. I would take that trade almost 10 out of 10 times. And yeah. All right. Hope you guys had a good trading day. If you have any questions, any video suggestions, let me know in the comments. Feel free to shoot me a message. And I will see you guys tomorrow.